Heath paints.
Hey folks, welcome to another 3D printing Patreon preview. I have 156 campaigns to share with you today. If you haven't yet, do check out the D&D as a Woman campaign over on My Mini Factory. They have 80 plus female models, both elegant and badass, many races and many classes. There's sure to be something here to fill an NPC or adventurer need in your latest campaign. These are about half the base models, and most of the stretch goals are already unlocked. The next one unlocks a trove of new models, and they're almost there, so tell your friends and get them on board too. Thank you so much to The Printing Goes Ever On for creating the D&D as a Woman campaign, and for supporting the channel. Patrons of my channel will receive their Brightwood army of multi-part elves. Links to all that in the description below. Quick content warning before we start, as some of these campaigns contain pinup style models. Link in the description to a video discussing why that needs a content warning. First up, Ogre Reg Miniatures has a new bust titled Shattered Mind. Ritual Casting is working on Alaric the Craven this month. Can't wait to see the pinup on that one. Fotis Mint has new busts of Bearguest, the Witch King Angmar, and Thrall. Channel patron Nom Nom Figures has Winter Plum, an original creation, as well as a lovely little Leafeon. BT Minis has new Dekubabas, Armos, and Gerudos. Ethan Savage has new fan art from Outlaw Star, Final Fantasy Tactics, Fatal Fury 2, Sailor Moon, and more. Capsule Chibi has a free Last Ronin model for you. This is Violet Evergarden from Rubum. My Pokeprints has new Koraidon and Miraidon models this month. This is Major Motoko Kusanagi and what is left of a Tajikoma from Hell Creator. Dice Heads has new Battle Mechs and Fire Golems this month. Chibi STL has a new Mr. Freeze model. Printed Obsession has another piece of Sonic fan art this month, this time Supersonic. Titan Forge Miniatures has a special set of Chibi adventurers and monsters. Legion Miniatures has a nice collection of superheroes and villains this month. Here is a Raven Spawn and a work in progress Savage Dragon from Prey Collection Studio. This loyalty reward is the latest model from Trident Studio. Channel patron C27 Minis and Terrain has 5 superheroes and several friendly neighborhood wealth redistributors, as well as some underwater and more funhouse terrain. KMFP Designs has previews of an Outrider and an armored assault speeder from their next set. Channel patron Tordo Minis has 5 new units for their Ethereal Covenant army, and 3 each for their Eternal Pharaohs Remastered and Dragon Dynasty armies. As well, they have 2 Sci Fi minis, a Spartacus tank, and Space Judas. For small scale, Red Nebular has a couple different units of Froglin Cavalry. Onmyoji has Horse Archers and a Bear-mounted Queen. Greenskin Miniatures has a small army of the King of Sands, with archers, giants, and the Lich King. Varus Miniatures has some work-in-progress Swan Knights, and some nergly little flyers. Wake's Emporium has new Concordant Warriors and Satota Infantry this month. For their Reptilian army, Forest Dragon has a Behemosaur coming in July. Mad Ram Designs has a couple bits of sci-fi terrain this month. Mini Basing has a new wagon with leaves, some wheat, and several trees and vine crops. Christian Frank has a new set of modular roadways. Dadi Dungeon and Dintorni have a new fountain with a statue of a woman from the city of Selmistia. Here is a first look at the sewage secrets under the port city from Savant 3D. August McDaniel has a few bits of damaged sci-fi terrain. Here's a first look at the Fortress of the Sacred Dawn set from Admiral Apocalypse Miniatures. This is the Settlements of Dawn Part 2 from 3D Hexes. Aether Studios, of course, has a half dozen different sets they're working on at any given time. House Bartath has a few High City tiles this month. Dark Realms has a large new warehouse in the city of Landon, as well as a work-in-progress airship landing station. Downtown 3D Printing has new Beastmen heavy gunners and a battle tank. 3D Print Cleric has Heretic upgrades for their Iron Rot Brigade. Here are 2 shiny new Paladin Medics from channel patron Fantastical Sculpts, as well as a work-in-progress Paladin Sniper. Orneris Terenci has some free shoulder plate bits. This is a work-in-progress shot of the Fabricarii from Star Pharaoh Foundry. Reiko Vendetta Estudio has new vehicles for their Rebirth Guard, and a Big Bug for their Toxic Parasites. Channel patron Golden Dragon Games has new Field Artillery, an Artillery Tractor, and the Motorcycle Corps for their Concordian Starborn army. Ratman Forge has new Plague Warriors and more to add to their June release. Mecha Miniatures has some tires to spruce up your orc vehicles. Here is a work in progress shot of the Thunder Crash droid that channel patron The Hive is working on, as well as another look at the Longshot droid's bonus release for June. Channel patron Lost Heresy has a new Interrogator and the Ravaged one, as well as a couple work in progress members for their Inquisitor's retinue. Looks like Orc King is working on some sci-fi orcs and Nurgly demons this month. Diverging Realms is working on Jetbites and female warriors. Red Nebular has some dwarf hoverhoggers, as well as a few orc choppers to give them some chase. Onryoji has an Ecclesiarch with sheriffs and battle nuns. From channel patron The Dork Factory, here's a new Vulture Pattern Carrion Harvester drone to go with the Slasher spawn from earlier in the month. Here are some new options for the Alien Hives that Wild Mesh released last month, as well as some faction-themed toilets. Blue Sky Minis has 3 new multi-part jetcopters this month. Mr. Modular has 5 new Gobos and 2 squad bosses on Chompers. From Surrogate Miniatures, these are Cabal Beasts and Rubeus the Fallen Magnanimous. Edge Miniatures is working on a new army of alien bugs this month. Black Crag Miniatures has a new hero and sidekick with more to come. Channel patron Papsicles has begun work on their Space Rambutan colonists and the Omegas they accidentally awoke when they dug too deep. Station Forge has a new army, the Orcas, as well as a Scavenger Defender Mech and Grimguard Exorcists. Atlan Forge has new Waitoa Void Brothers and Minoan Veterans. Here's a teaser of the June release from Puppets War Miniatures. For Sci Fi, Mechs has Part 1 of their Chaos Titans and Part 3 of Wild West Orcs. The Maker's Cult has lots of walkers and mechs this month, as well as Iron Hive monsters, hover tanks, a Valor Corps Marshal, and more. The full release for July from Faux Figures includes Lothcats, Groffets, and Colicoids. Studio DR is working on a new Swoop from Star Wars The Old Republic. Warblade Studio has a preview up of the female Mandalorians they're working on. Black Remnant has several new squads of troopers, as well as several Jedi and or Sith. Here is the finished set from Skullforge Studios, including the Dark Lord, the Wizard Warrior, Union Troopers, and even the Dark Lord's Tyrant Wing Space Fighter. K-Scale Models has been working on a Laurasia-class battleship. This model from the Portal of Morrow is based on a concept suggested by an artificial intelligence. This is the first of the Necro race from Ivan. Bob Naismith has some aliens called the Grish, as well as jump jet troops and a small transit crew. Print, Paint, and Play has several different species of sci-fi soldiers. Random Miniatures has more European GI Bros with fish clones. Combat Octopus has a couple freebie samplers of their Combat Octopods this month. Extra Guy has a new steam-powered pistol, a hammer tank, and a Juggernaut Spider Mech with a giant gun. Albino Raven Miniatures has a couple sets of armed biohazard response teams and another that got infected. Here's a first preview of the Jaegers that Turn-Based Miniatures is working on for July. Channel patron Kyoshuneko Miniatures has new Imperial Japanese soldiers with SMGs and a mortar team. This is Zando Zan, the Interstellar Hit Beasts from Big Mr. Tom. Printed Minis has new Bounty Hunters, drones, a tank, and more. Papsicles has a Wandering Assassin among their Cyberpunk release this month, as well as a few exclusive minis and remixes. Cyberforge Miniatures has previews up for Route 77 on the way to the city of Cyberdreams. Lost Hobbyist Miniatures has a new fantasy football team, the Nighty Knights. Fictin Fu has a goblin ball-jointed doll this month. .3DP Miniatures has a pit crew member, a gas pump pinup, and a woman with an ice cream cone. Sable Badger has Brutal Tank Parts 2, Wonder Woman's Tiara, and D&D creature tokens. Vault Z has a trio of zombified youths this month. Knucklebones Miniatures has Mutant Archers, more Wombwell Irregulars, Trench Troops, and more. This is Esbin, the Bear Druid, from Naga Minis. Goonmaster Games has new Stalwart Squirrels, with 4 rogues and Dachshund mounted knights. Epic's End Stuff Miniatures has 3 new Owlkin this week. Signum Workshop has Anthropomorphic Adventurers of 4 species this month. This is Ovia Pashiri from Stormcrow. This is the Cleric from Dungeon Dog Miniatures with a few different options for head and weapons. Polly Grimm has several new sets for June, including an army of lovers, cannoneers, and a couple horse-mounted characters. Clay Demon Miniatures is working on Troll Hunters this month. Here's the full June set from channel patron Claudio Cassini Art, as well as a couple previews of the Tabaxi coming in July. Here's a preview of a Barbarian Wild Rider by Magori Miniatures. Cross Lenses has 3 new Dragonborn Adventurers. Tiny Furniture Digital has a coffin maker and some of his wares. Galad Miniatures has new performers and a fortune teller. Imitation of Life Miniatures has a new Beastmaster Mini with lots of options, as well as Wasteland base toppers and basing bits. Duncan Shadow has a new Halfling Spellcaster, Cleric, and multi-part Warriors. Twin Goddess Miniatures is working on a Surf's Up set for July. For adventurers, Printed Obsession has 4 versions of Eladrin, 1 for each season. This is Ella's Arcanum from Mia K, 6 witches, masters, and mages. These Master and Apprentice are teasers of the July set from Cobra Mode. One gold piece has a Mighty Dwarf Adventurer this month. MZ4250 has a bunch of new minis for The Witch Beyond the Wildlight and 6 new patron requests. Stand Art Painting has a female demon coming soon. Arj Kolobas has a new set of Ferocious Orcs this month. This is a preview of the Spider Lair set that Realm of Paths is working on for July. Here is a little goblin for June from Epic Adventure Miniatures. WTH Studios has a set of Underdark creatures this month. The Surreal Factory has a cute little dragon this month. This Fallen Quail is the latest model from Uncanny Minis. Blue Wyvern is working on a set of Tabaxi this month. Maps and Monsters has a giant fly and several other monsters this month. Arcanum Workshop has a finished Mindbreaker and a work-in-progress dragon. Your Neighbor Night Minis has a number of vampires and vampire hunters this month. Here is a new Frost Queen from RG Sculpt. TPK Lab has a couple Blood Hunters, Tiefling Paladins, an Abyssal Terror, and a bunch of zombies. Printed Encounter has a work-in-progress Goblin and a completed Yeti set. Here's a giant zombie hermit crab ship from 3DS of Sam, the perfect platform for the Pirate King. This Cave Slave Dragon is the latest model from Heroes and Beasts Miniatures. From Niverdale Tabletop, this looks like some kind of goblin shaman. My 3D Print Forge has demons and elven demon hunters, a dire orc, naga, golem, and more. Void Realm Minis has a teaser for the Crawling Chaos set they're working on. Print Your Monsters has a Total Serpents set this month, with some interesting mashups like a spider snake. Titan Troll has a couple sets of mercenaries, a bust of Vecna, and some mushroom basing bits. The new set from Rocket Pig Games includes an Alpha Chimera, an Eradicator, a Great Venom Worm, and more. Beware the Whisper in the Wetlands from Flesh of Gods Miniatures. There's orcs and dragons and more you wouldn't like to find. Ronin Arts Workshop has a couple Lycan Warriors this month. Bright Minis has a few monsters from sea, land, and air, as well as soldiers through the ages. Yasashi Kyojin Studio has a new Goose Hydra and Death Tyrant models. The June release from Great Grimoire is titled Lost Shrine of the Damned. Seeds of the Serpent from Clay Cyanide Studios includes 10 lizard folk with one big snake friend. For fantasy, channel patron C27 Minis and Terrain has a werewolf, ghoul, and vampire noble. The interactive orc customizer from The Printing Goes Ever On is now live, so go on and print the orc horde of your dreams. The 1st July set from Epic Miniatures is City of Dreams, Lovecraftian 1920s with fantasy elements. Siren Song is the next set from Lord of the Print and will include a kraken. Here's a preview of the Abyssal Merfolk that Titan Forge has coming in July. Artisan Guild has a preview of the Half Demons they're working on for July. Empire Miniatures has a couple different squads of historical miniatures, one of them a dragon cannon. This is Wilt Clancy, the latest model from Gangfight Games. Reconquer Designs has a preview up for their Syrian Mercenary historical set for July. For their Sons of Destruction army, Reiko Vendetta has a multi-part demon chariot. Vinci Miniatures is working on multi-part assassin rats this month. Here are more Kestrel Knights from Hollow Miniatures, this time with bows. Here's a teaser of the Dracasan Dracons that Battleyak Miniatures is working on. Dragon's Lake Miniatures has new Dwarven Miners and a Dragon Seeker. Ilhadiel has new Water Elementals, Prophetesses, and a Knight of the Grail for their Order of the Ancients army. Labyrinth Models has 4 units of Radiant Elves this month: Archers, Legionnaires, the Queen's Guard, and a Prince. Claybeast Creation has some new models for an old army, the Crypt Nightmares. For Fantasy, channel patron Kyoshineko Miniatures has a new Gaelic Wood Elf Command Group and Forest Guard. Here's a sneak peek at the Armored Wood Elves and Kalak Dwarves that Diwali Games is working on for July. Vivictus Miniatures is working on an army of skeletons this month, and there's also a paladin ready to smack them down. Last Sword Miniatures has the Jarl of the Serpent Tribe, High Kingdom Pikemen, Ancient Elven Skeletons, and more. Here is the completed June release from Highlands Miniatures, as well as a first look at the July release, The Sons of Ymir. These are the last of the Koshis and the first of the Rune Riders from Gomek for June. That's all for now. Huge thanks to all my patrons on Patreon. Your support is what makes this channel possible. Check back soon for another Kickstarter countdown. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos, and thanks for watching.